All right. How's it going? Deadman's Tome podcast with your host, Mr. Deadman and Becky. SK's not here. SK's not here because he's off doing Becky's job, getting those midgets back that she lost. No, that she sold for 25 pesos. What is Mexican money? What is this?
You got $1.31. I mean, what do you want? Damn, they paid by the inch.
Oh, at least want $5, just a little bit more. Come on now, come on. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this show is brought to you live deep in the heart in a trailer park, deep in the heart, even harder, in Meth County, Texas. Okay, our guest tonight is Salem LeBlanc. How's it going?
It is going. It has been crazy, but it's going.
Crazy but going. What do you mean crazy? Like, did you just lose all your midgets too?
Well, I mean, there's that, but just yesterday, just had a death in the family and a vehicle stolen in one morning. So
in one
wait,
in one morning, you lost a family member and your car was stolen.
Yeah,
I'm actually kind of expecting something else to happen, like with that sort of bad luck.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Like, God, I don't want to jinx you. Let me.
Hush.
Okay, let me. You know what? For your loss, it's Monday. I wasn't gonna do this.
Pray.
No, I'm gonna do something even better. I'm gonna crack open a cold one. Okay.
Yeah, I'll open up a Guinness with you.
All right. This is for.
I'll drink water.
This is for him. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Did you turn that down already?
I did, and thank you for reminding me, Becky. Thank you. Let's wait. Let's talk about mistakes. The biggest mistake I made. Oh my God. You know, I wouldn't go around and be making fun of other podcasts about their technical issues. I'm gonna be busting Ethan Ralph's balls for being drunk and on bars and butchering the kill stream, and yet I fucked up my last episode. I completely fucked it up. I had the music blaring in the background and we had no idea because it's playing on a completely separate channel. Well, we were talking like this.
But now tell him who fixed it.
Well, Becky did.
Kelly said amateur.
Amateur. Yes, amateur. 100%. It's horrible. It's horrible. So I guess I have to say, Becky, you have to be rehired because I fired you before and hire you back.
I think Church will fight you for me now. But
fuck that. No. Let's fight to the death. Which, surprise, I fixed that dude's audio that same night. Afterwards, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm the guy that you want to talk to about audio because I totally fucked up my episode. You know, but he has the stuff ready to go, so that's good.
Well, actually, if you want to know the truth of the matter, he had a boomer episode too, where they couldn't hear Arton. And they restarted it like 3 different times, and they finally figured out. I don't know what was wrong with it or what they were doing, but oh my God. Oh, Kelly just said Becky and I'll start our own podcast.
Oh, that'd be great. Great. Yeah,
we'll call it the Boomer Hour.
Oh, I thought it was another B word. Okay. Come on.
You're grounded.
I probably am. I'm just salty. I'm salty from that lost episode, which I guess you did fix. I haven't heard it yet. I haven't heard it. I am very. Okay, but before we get carried away, I think we have an ad to read.
Oh, crap. Now, why did you do that to me?
Well, you're the one who reads them, because I can't read. Salem, how far did you get in your education?
I'm sorry, you cut out right there. What was the question?
LeBlanc, Mr. LeBlanc. How far did you get in your education?
I just recently got my Bachelor's of Science in English writing.
Well, that's cool.
With a minor in journalism.
Oh, which means you could probably read better than me. No, I'm just fucking around.
I'm ready now.
You ready? Okay, let's read it.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Need help with your book manuscript? Well, look no further. Freelance book editor Raven Ekman offers affordable reading and developmental editing packages, as well as writer companion option, and is open for business. Check out our website for current packages, past client testimonials, and an up-to-date portfolio and more. You can reach her at anewlookonbooks.com.
All right, so check that out. The other thing I need to announce is for bonus episodes or private shows, we have one to come this weekend, Saturday at 9:30 p.m. You got to be a patron, but if you're a patron, you get to watch me eat nasty jelly beans. I'm talking like the rotten milk flavor.
Dog food.
Dog food flavor.
You're talking those Harry Potter jelly beans?
Yeah,
or?
the Harry Potter ones.
Oh, no, worse.
Like the bean.
Oh, they're worse?
Oh, yeah.
They're bean boozled.
Yeah, they're worse because they have a Monica Royale flavor. They have a Monica Royale.
No, they
It's called dead fish.
It tastes like ass and cat food.
gonna have to ask Vic Mignon about that one. I don't know. I don't know what her jelly bean tastes like.
No.
I don't know. He ate her jelly bean.
Oh man.
Well, her jelly bean probably didn't taste like she does.
You know, I missed a perfect opportunity. We all missed that perfect opportunity for the question to be asked because Mr. Lemoyne was accepting. I don't know if you realized that, but when Vic Mignogna was being deposed, the attorney that was deposing him was actually taking questions via text message during the deposition.
They
so
would have
crazy.
found you in contempt of court. I would have had to bail you out of
I'd be
jail.
sending a message. Hey, ask him what the jelly bean tastes like. Anyway. So yeah, you gotta be a patron, guys. You gotta be a patron. You can check out. This will be great. This will be a lot of fun. The other announcement is you see there the July fundraiser. Look, we'll get that up there. We'll be able to afford better covers, have better giveaways, and the most important thing, get my breast reduction surgery. These bitch tits that I have are not gonna go away anytime soon. I try working out, it's just not happening. Okay. Do you want me to put them on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about? You want me to demonstrate?
You do not have bitch tits. Knock it off.
I can't.
You're fine with being demonetized, but that will get you banned.
Yeah, exactly. YouTube will confuse
But you
my
can
nipple.
wear pasties or something.
No, I'm not a degenerate. No, I'm just messing. All right.
We
So,
can put a furry head on you.
oh, that may be revealing much. Mr. LeBlanc, are you furry?
No, that is a hard no.
That's a hard no. Okay. So N-O to the furry. No furry. You're not a furry.
No.
Okay. Because I was looking at
No.
your DeviantArt, I was like, I don't know, is this guy furry? Is he not furry? What's going on?
That is definitely not on my DeviantArt.
No. Okay. All right. So let's start with this.
There is a link to it on my Twitter profile, though, so you can click. If you need to look at that for whatever reason, that's where you can find it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was taking a look at there, and I see some stories up there, and I saw some art that you liked, and yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff. I like that. We'll get into that. So, for those who don't know who you are you, and what do you do, Mr. LeBlanc?
Well, I'm I'm an aspiring writer. I had just, like I said, I graduated from college with a degree in writing, so and that is over all fields of writing. So it's like technical writing, fiction writing. I specialized with stage and playwright writing, and even worked a little bit on like document writing, things like more like professional or stuff that you would see like in memos for like companies and such.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took a minor in journalism, so magazine writing, newspaper writing. Actually wrote for the local newspaper for a while.
Okay.
And so like right now I'm just working on I've got a few like little pieces out there, here and there, and they're kind of scattered all over the internet. But I'm trying to work on like my main big projects right now, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm not trying to like pump out a novel just yet. I would like to try to pump out little stuff. That way people can kind of get to know me, and I can kind of, I'm not saying that I'm trying to be a brand, but trying to build like a kind of a recognizable face and style for myself, so that when I do want to push something a little bigger, people will be familiar with who I am and know what to somewhat expect. So
Right. And
Yeah.
that's really smart, actually. I'm going to interrupt you and tell you that just for information's sake, if you're interested, you can go to our website after the podcast and look. We have several open submission calls, and we also have an e-zine every month.
Okay.
Of where we take stories, and there's really no link to them as long as the story's there. So
That's
and
true.
I
was gonna say, SK joined. Hey, he's here with us now. SK, you there?
Hi, God,
All right.
Hey,
when,
bitches!
when the district court
Hello.
judge is running late and you have a hard time making bail, sometimes you can't be on the show on time.
Yeah, I guess sometimes. But did you solve the problem that Becky created?
You're gonna have to be more specific.
The one with the
Shut up! Damn it, SK!
she sold the midgets for like $1.35. Did he fix that problem?
$1.31.
$1.31. Okay.
I didn't
Is it
know
just
that was my
accepted
problem.
that everything is always her fault?
Yes.
Well, except for last episode. That one was my fault all the way.
He boomered it up all on his own.
Yes. Oh God damn it! All right. Okay. So why write? Actually, let me back a little further. Why English and journalism?
Well, the English writing is just English. It just means I also read literature and read and I've proven I'm able to like understand the technicalities of it in order to write. So that's all the English part means. With journalism, it was kind of just a way that's like because you don't just get out of college and you're Stephen King. You gotta be able to make a living beforehand. And the journalism aspect comes with. I mean, journalism is more than just news. It's also entertainment. It's also research and libraries. It's it covers a big spectrum of things. And so I took that on to kind of like give myself a chance at finding a career that involves writing somehow. And so I kind of focused it on feature, magazine, newspaper writing, and I just kind of realized that I really I didn't like the news before, but for taking those classes, I just realized right away I really don't like the news now. So I'm
not sure journalism has much to do with the news these days.
Well, actually, a bunch of the stuff that you see on CNN or Fox News or whatever, usually they're taking it from newspapers, and they're just running a story with just what they've selected to be the most important from a news source. So it's that's the thing that people need to remember about the news broadcast is that it's usually just selected bits of information from someone who already did the research.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, and how do you feel though about the current state of journalism?
It's awful. That's the thing is like some of the classes I took, I easily could have believed it if they were literally called Propaganda 101.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's because
Oh,
I mean
sorry.
it all depends on the professor you get.
What
Because
the hell was that?
It was a mess up. It's fixed now. Wrong button. Wrong button.
Jesus.
The mixer dial just like
Jesse,
What are you
quit
drinking
clicking
tonight?
the fucking
coffee and
buttons.
beer. Coffee and beer.
Keep your hands off the buttons.
I will.
And it gives it suspense, you know.
You never know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a jump scare. That
Yeah,
music.
exactly.
Yeah. Aaron.
Sorry.
So what about like? I mean, there's a lot of mainstream. Mainstream media is kind of in trouble right now. Like CNN's like losing viewership by a shit ton, right? Hemorrhaging views. They're downsizing, right?
Oh,
Downsizing.
CNN's numbers are,
Tanking.
below like Animal Planet.
But here's the thing.
I'm not even kidding.
But here's the thing. They're low on cable. But the thing is, the more and more that YouTube takes away alternative voices, it's going to lead to a higher viewership on the main platforms, on things like YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, etc. Because they're getting these companies to say that these guys are the legitimate source, therefore they will direct all the traffic to them. Even if people don't believe them, because the typical person is just trying to live out their day. So
Yeah.
it's like they're not going to spend 15, 20 minutes looking for their alternative source that they used to go to. They'll just shrug their shoulders and say, okay, I'll just look at this real quick so I can, just get the gist of what's going on, then move about my day.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now,
how does
these
CNN...
things, it's not the traditional thing anymore. It's all the new game that's being played.
I haven't really looked into this, but how is CNN doing on even on YouTube? How's CNN doing, especially compared to alternative media, alternative news, like Tim Pool?
I don't think they're doing well. But I'm saying this, looking ahead a little bit. I'm just going off of things I've learned and things that I've seen play out, and I'm just. Because what I'm saying might not necessarily be the truth going down the road. It might go somewhere alternatively, and hopefully it does. But I'm, in my personal opinion, and from what I'm observing, I do think that you're going to see a rise in their numbers. Maybe not like gangbusters, but you're going to see a rise in their numbers compared to right now.
Well, I will say that it looks, from what I've heard, because I do get a lot of my news from YouTube, as a lot of people do right now, right? But from various sources, and it's like, oh, okay, because it's easy. It's easy to find. It's right there. And I haven't really looked at numbers, but I believe that they have more views and more subscribers than CNN does. And I wonder if that's going to, I'm curious what this will be like in the future. I'm sure you are too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the question you always have to ask yourself is just because things change on the internet so quickly, you just every time that you observe something, you always have to ask yourself, how long is this going to ride out? You always have to ask that question.
So how do you feel about starting your own, news channel on YouTube?
I don't know, because like I said, I've learned that I really don't like the news now because of how deceitful it even is on an educational level. So at that point, I just figured, I think I want to direct more of my attention and efforts into feature magazine writing or feature news writing, which is not political or business oriented, but more of the hey, look at what happened in this obscure, part of the country.
Mm-hmm.
So focus on things like that, or the big things that I want to do right now though are I want to try to do some travel writing, and I'm also hoping to focus on my horror projects. Those are my big
Hopefully
two.
those two don't, overlap much.
They could, though.
Right.
Yeah. Well, actually, I find it funny that you mentioned that because from last weekend, I just got back from a trip that I took to get some influences and inspiration for the project I'm working on right now. So, I try to combine the two sometimes.
Well, that's good.
Oh, and I need to do the shout out real fast. Thank you so much for Chris, because he did donate the $5.
Yes.
That helps out so much. It gets us closer. And thank you, Becky, for donating $10. Thank you, Becky. Oh, okay. And so Becky's really trying to help me get my breast reduction surgery, guys. Come on. With your help, we can do this. These bitch tits are not going away on their own. Okay, I tried working out.
Well,
I'm just giving
actually,
up.
they would if you just put the, ice cream away.
You sure that she's just trying to prevent another boomer moment?
I think so, maybe. For $5, there will be another boomer moment. a mystery. What happened? No.
I swear to God.
Oh,
I'm
God.
gonna hurt you.
I think Jesse has
got it
ear
fixed. Ear boobs.
Ear boobs?
Ear boobs.
I might have ear
Yeah.
Oh,
boobs.
beer boobs.
Oh, beer?
Beer.
I can't. Wait, want me to cut off the beer? I can't cut off the beer. That's my life support, man. I need that.
Just saying,
No.
do with that information what you will, which is obviously nothing.
Nothing. Exactly. I do nothing with it. You know what, Mr. LeBlanc, I was thinking too. Even if you were going to start a news channel on YouTube, which it doesn't sound like you want to, but even if you did, everything would be demonetized, right? Which kind of goes to your theory that
definitely.
They're definitely trying to heavily promote the corporate news channels because they want them to have stay on YouTube and they want to kick everyone else off, or I guess not motivate them, demotivate them pretty much, Talk about something else, Tim Pool. Do something else with your life.
Well, Tim, that's the thing, because I had some professors that, we had to write a profile on a journalist of our choosing, and I actually chose Tim Pool. And I had someone tell me that I was writing a profile on a right-winged propagandist.
Yeah, he talks about that a lot too. Yeah, right. It's like, have you listened to his videos? Okay.
How many? I mean, he has to keep reiterating his positions on stuff to tell people that he's not of that, wing of politics.
Yeah.
But,
oh, man.
I don't know. It's like I didn't even go at it from a political angle. I was more invested. The thing that I wrote on him was I was like, well, look, this was a guy who saw an event going on, and he actually got on the ground and went to go cover it. I'm, of course, talking about the Occupy Wall Street movement.
Yeah.
And so all I was that's all the focus was on, was just the fact that it's like, this was a guy who didn't mind getting his hands dirty. He got in, he actually did, what a journalist is supposed to do. And it's like, you see the fire, you're supposed to go and look through the debris and figure out what caused it.
I like that you said that, because my other question.
That's the other thing about journalism today is it's done from desks.
Yes.
Nobody goes out in the field at all anymore.
Like from Twitter, right?
Yeah, that's. Yeah, I mean that's the other thing, because that's the thing that they teach you in these classes, is that you've got to get on Twitter and you've got to follow other journalists, and it's like, well, how about instead of following other journalists, you go to these events and you start recording them and jotting down notes, and you make your own stories and try to get them out there, so that you can provide your independent voice. And if maybe a big company sees that you're doing good work, maybe they'll scoop you up. That's because that's legitimately how it used to be done once upon a time. But
Yeah.
It seems like now all they do is come through Twitter, look for something that will be clickbait or induce rage, trigger rage, and let's just that's gonna trigger some outrage. Let's run that headline, run that story.
It's whoever can kiss the rear end of the blue check mark the most gets the job.
Now, I also read somewhere that and it seems like, and of course I do believe this makes sense, that they create outrage on purpose because that's what gets the clicks, right? They may or may not actually care about the actual story or about whether or not someone's actually racist. They just know it's actually going to trigger people and create outrage, and people are going to share because they're outraged. How do you feel about that?
No, yeah, that's very true because, you have to understand with news, they're even open about this, and I appreciate the honesty in some of these classes. But the nice thing is this, usually the people who told me this were the more authentic professors that I had, in my opinion, who were actually invested in trying to get the news out there. And they, reminded us, remember, if you're doing this, you got to eat. You got to make a paycheck. Mm-hmm. So you need to find the things that are going to get people to open up the story or open up the newspaper or click on the website or whatever and read the information so that you can, someone wants to put their ad on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
sell those ads.
And unfortunately, outrage sells the best.
Damn.
Yeah. But it's like, at the same time, the thing is, you could report on a story and have it be something outrageous, but the thing is, you can still make an appealing headline without having to drum up emotions. But the problem is, it's not as easy to do it that way, or in my opinion, what I call the correct way, which is, like let's say the president says something outrageous, and I'm not just saying Trump or Obama. I'm saying just the president in general.
Yeah,
says something outrageous. Instead of, here's the thing, like most of the time, you'll see a headline, and it'll say, like, it'll have like a portion of the quote in the headline to get your emotions all up. But here's the thing: if your story is going to be on the reaction to the quote, then don't put the quote in there. Just say, "President's quote causes outrage." It's because then you'll be like, but then you'll be like, huh? Well, what did he say?
Yeah.
And then they'll get interested into reading the story. But instead, what
that
they
makes
do,
too much sense.
It's like, but here's the thing: is nowadays they just put some of the quote into the headline, and not even the whole thing, and it just gets people mad, and then they immediately think, well, I don't have to read the story because the one half of the quote they put in is enough to get me angry.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, for me, that's what I feel about the news now. It's hard for me to even click on anything or even want to click on anything because I know it's just going to be full of I hate to use the word triggered, but it's going to just enrage me and just like whatever. I don't even worry about it. So.
Oh yeah, it's why in my opinion, and my personal opinion, guys, I was not taught this or anything, but I think the way to go nowadays is the podcast format, where it's like you get a bunch of people having discussions, because you can look at the news for hours on end, and instead of having a bunch of newscasters whose job it is to get you emotionally enraged and seething at that keyboard to keep you staying there for the ads to pull through, instead of that, if you get just individuals who don't really have a horse in the race to just discuss what is going on, I think that's going to get you a little more, maybe not necessarily informed, but it'll let you at least open up your avenues for thinking as to how you should react to certain news events.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
If that makes any sense.
I think too many journalists are more worried about whose dinner party they're going to get invited to than reporting anything accurately.
That is very true. That is very, very true. Because here's the thing: a lot of these, and I'm going to be honest, and you guys would be surprised, but legit journalists don't make a lot of money.
What?
No way.
Shut up.
No. I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you.
Oh, I thought we went off air. My bad. But it's actually like when you see like the quote unquote journalists who have big paychecks. Those are just usually news anchors.
Right.
So don't. I'm just telling people, don't like put your anger at people who. Don't put your anger at people who are doing the journalistic work. You know, your anger. I would actually encourage you to do something a little more creative, because getting angry at these multi-billionaires isn't really going to do much for you. But if you're going to be angry at anybody, be angry at the anchors. They're the ones who are fueling the fire, if you will. But anyways, the thing is, what you will see with a bunch of these, the what I would say like the less than honest journalists.
Okay.
Who try to make themselves look like they're doing the work.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just mentioned that thing about the dinner party. The thing is, they're not making a lot of money, but the benefits make it worth it to some people. So you like being invited to like go across the globe, or to go to the White House to talk to the President of the United States. Mm-hmm. It's like these are huge things, and you might not be making a lot of money, but it's like, you know, well, like, let me ask you guys: have you ever met the president?
No.
Yeah, but do you know who did meet? Do you know who did meet it? Whoever was working for a journalistic outlet who was invited to the White House. Yeah. So. It's, you know, people need to realize that
paid in prestige.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, and like me, I would love to travel all over the world if I could. Mm-hmm. You know, that's like my dream, is to just go places. And, you know, I can't do that with, you know, the money in my pocket right now. Can't get me a plane ticket. But if I worked for some news outlet and they said, hey, we need to go cover this place, I mean, I might not be getting a big paycheck, but I'm going to be on a plane in a few hours to go to Tokyo or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Where would you like to go?
Oh, me personally?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, right now I'm hoping not this Halloween, but the Halloween after. I'm hoping to get to Dublin for the Stoker Festival.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I want to do some. I want to do some research or personal research over there for some personal projects that I want to work on. Because a lot of the places a lot of things I like to write about, I like to write about real locations, even if it's like supernatural fiction. Mm-hmm. I like to give the places a big hint of realism. So I like to actually write about the places that I've actually been to, because I don't want to inaccurately misrepresent a location in my work of fiction, because then that will take away some of the believability that you have to digest in order for your fiction to work. Because as fantastical as you can make something, it's got to have some sort of realism hidden in there in order to be believable and digested.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. James Clavell, in his follow-up to the book Taipan, I forget what the second book was, Noble House. Yeah, there we go. Which was based in Hong Kong largely. He actually made a note at the beginning. He says, for all of you who are familiar with Hong Kong, sorry. I really, and he explains that he carved it all up, rearranged stuff to suit his purposes.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he was, you know, upfront about it.
Yeah. Well, it is up to every writer. I'm not saying that there's no correct way to do anything when it comes to, you know, creative writing or fiction or whatever. But I'm saying, like, me personally, mm-hmm. I like to try to portray something as accurately as I can. I mean, that's the whole reason why I went on that trip last weekend. Now I've got notes and I've got some terms and understanding of this place that I'm going to be writing this short story in. So now I'm going to be able to actually describe everything. Now I can because I'm largely influenced by the dark romantics like Nathaniel Hawthorne, Edgar Allan Poe, and such.
Okay.
Mm. So I'm now going to be able to take that romanticized language that I like to use and use it to describe a real location I've been to.
Okay.
So did you mention earlier, before I got on, did you mention where you went?
No.
Oh, no, I didn't. I went touring of some mines up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Copper mines, to be exact.
Oh, that's cool.
Open pit? Are they open pit mines there?
They're kind of like the one mine I went to. It was like we had to do like some rappelling and some climbing and some rope. There was a rope bridge that was like about the size of, if you take your foot and put it horizontal wise, it's about that long across. And I tell you what, that may have been one of the most alien places I've ever been to, because it's like middle of July when I go to this place, and we're so deep into these mines that there's actually ice caves in there.
Oh wow!
Like naturally formed ice in the middle of July. It was so surreal. But I'm sorry. Did that answer your question, or did I?
Sounds like, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I enjoyed the answer.
There's open pit mine. I guess I didn't understand what that meant.
Oh, that's where they just dig a giant hole in the ground and just.
Actually, no. These, and this was actually more interesting because these mines that I had gone to, the way that they were discovered was that these companies found entrances into like 6,000-year-old mines, and they decided, hey, we'll take this modern equipment and we'll dig a little deeper. And they found these huge caverns and such, and just I'll tell you what, you'd be surprised what is literally underneath your feet.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
And it's gonna. I tell you what I've got in store for it. I've got because right now what I'm working on is a short story collection involving folk tales and monsters.
Hey, that sounds like our alley right there. A short story collection of folk tales and monsters.
Well, yeah, and I'm
tell me about this.
Like, oh yeah. It's actually what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
So.
Oh.
Don't let him talk you into telling him too much though, because he is bad.
Oh no!
It's fine. I won't say anything that I don't want to say.
Don't listen to Becky. Give us a tease.
Well, I'm kind of using this as kind of like I told you guys. I don't have too much out there, so I'm kind of using this as like a kind of like a welcome to Salem style kind of thing. And I'm also being experimental here. I've got 6 stories in this one, or 5 or 6 stories in the first collection here. And I'm going to write each of them in like a different style so that I can try to experiment and get feedback from what people like and what they think works and doesn't work and such. I'm writing one that's kind of like in a creepypasta style. Then I'm writing one that's a little more like classically styled. Then I'm writing one that's a little more like what I like to do and try to write like dark romanticism kind of thing. And so I'm just kind of throwing everything at the wall, seeing what sticks. But I'm also going to, each of them will feature a different monster, but I'm going to have, they're all taking place in like the same kind of universe. And I'm kind of I took some inspiration from like Bloodborne and Dark Souls.
Okay.
And I'm just putting little itty bitty nuggets of connectivity in here. And I don't know if anyone has played Soulsborne games, but you know how you discover the story is through like item descriptions and cryptic and like riddles and clues, messages found throughout the game. And I figured I would kind of do the same thing with these little tiny bitty references. So it's like once they're all done and completed, the readers can sift through the stories and try to put together the single narrative that's going on within each story.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so just it's all experimental, so this could fail, but I figured it'd be a good way to try to, like I said, try to get myself out there.
I'm kind of a big fan of that kind, the the storytelling where seemingly unconnected stories actually do have a common thread.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
it's like
a lot
little
of fun.
Easter eggs.
Yeah,
except
it's like a
the
mosaic
Easter
where you
eggs-
don't really know what the picture is until you get everything put together.
Yeah,
Let's-
okay, that's a better
Actually,
one.
let's put it this way: you're following the Easter bags to the Easter basket.
Right,
Okay.
I like that.
That works.
Fine, have it your way.
Well, you have a very methodical
Mosaic.
approach.
It's a mosaic Easter basket. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jesse.
No, I was just like, so you get the research, at least you study the location in person, it sounds like, and you use that in your writing. So where do you put a lot of your writing out right now? Is it private? I mean, can people read a sample of it here and there? I mean, how do you do it?
I've got just little stuff scattered throughout the internet.
Okay.
Most of my stuff is on DeviantArt and Tapas.
Okay.
Um,
Now, the reason I asked that first is because have you received any sort of like feedback or response of people acknowledging or at least seeming to recognize the level of detail you put into the locations?
Well, this one has not been fully released yet. I've only released samples
Okay.
of this so far. I do know that there's one in there that's called, it's like in parentheses it says preview, and it's the last shanty that is actually from one of the short stories I'm working on. That one's on DeviantArt.
Yes, I'm looking at it now too. Cool. Preview last
Okay.
shanty. All right.
And that's just a chunk that I grabbed from the one that I'm working on. So I'm actually working on them currently, and I actually wanted to get them out way earlier into the summer, but just so much crazy stuff happened, and even, I mean, as I told you guys before, even yesterday things just keep getting crazier. So,
Yeah.
I gotta. It's been hard to really focus on these and get them out, but I love this. I love doing this stuff too much, so I'm going to keep chipping away at it and try to make something.
That's part of the trick, the balancing of trying to balance all the shit life throws at you and the stuff you want to do at the same time. It's like it's hard, right? Especially with what you mentioned. I mean, life is throwing you some weird, some fucked up shit. It's like, okay, well, how do you find time to write? Just about every other guest we have on as a writer or an author, it seems like the common thread is you make the time, right? You make it.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
yesterday I had, I was I would say that for a good chunk of the day, I was emotionally unstable because of the things that went on.
Yeah.
And I found what I ended up doing was I just grabbed my earbuds, I cranked up some heavy metal, and once I got my heart going, and I was getting, I was all aggravated and emotionally rabid, but it was for a different reason. Like I tried to listen to something creative to get that energy flowing, and as soon as that happened, I turned to work on one of my projects. So,
cool.
That's the thing is, like, if you realize that you've got like a fire in you, but it's not a good one, you can try to find a way that you can transmit the fire to a better fireplace, if that makes any sense.
That does make sense. You could channel that emotion into something else. And
Yeah.
So that's good.
Or you can just burn up everybody around you. That's an option.
Yeah, but at that point, you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to go to court. You're gonna have to pay for people's medical bills.
Get caught. Come on now. Come on.
It's not if you do it
hard,
right. Yeah.
It's kind of hard to hide fire.
Well, you burn it all down. You burn it all down. Everything. You burn the fire department down.
Leave nothing behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Incineration.
but I mean, I can give you going back to the short story project. I can tell you guys what each of the monsters will be for each story.
Okay, yeah, that's
And
my other question.
if you want any information on each one, just let me know.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay,
But,
so give it to the list of monsters. What are the monsters?
okay. All right. So each one, just so you know, each one takes place in a different time period as well.
Okay.
Just keep that open. But so for this first volume, I've got Jersey Devil.
What is a Jersey
I've
Devil?
got,
What is the Jersey Devil? Is that like
Jersey Devil is it's
the
like a
hooker?
Sasquatch in the swamp Sasquatch.
Oh, I thought it was a hooker. Okay.
No, it is not.
Wait, it's not what, a hooker or a Sasquatch?
I mean,
Peter.
you could argue that it's a product of one.
Oh. Now I'm still
Which
confused.
one?
The product of which? The hooker Sasquatch?
Or both.
Yes.
Sasquatch hookers
We found meth. And
from
that's
space.
Oh God.
all right. So what's a Jersey
I
Devil?
love the. Oh, well, the Jersey Devil is it's in reality, it's honestly just the Jersey Devil in reality is actually probably the best political stunt ever pulled, because it was actually birthed from there was a when Ben Franklin wrote his Poor Richard's Almanac, there was another writer who actually wrote a document in response. And so Franklin and this guy who was part of the Leeds, a family called the Leeds family, went back and forth with these political jabs. And we got Franklin, who's a patriot, then this other guy who's a staunch loyalist. And so at one time, Franklin called him a devil, or family of devils or whatever. And this fueled, and it just throughout the years, because people have always said that they've reported seeing this beast in the Pine Barrens. Well, with this this word being thrown around, this devil in Jersey all the time, it just kind of eventually turned into a mythological folk tale of its very own. And it's like they even had like the story of like the mother Leeds having her 13th child, when it was born, that it turned into a monstrosity and it flew out the window as soon as it was born after killing their servant. It's like, it's interesting. It's like one of the very first, the Jersey Devil's like one of the original American colonial mythological tales. Like, it's literally the birth of culture, politics, and the nature around it. It's I really recommend people look into it. It's a fascinating story of how the legend was even born.
I'm curious, yeah, about that. All right. All right, what's the next monster?
So, all right, Mothman.
Okay, Mothman. He
yeah.
is the Mothman. Who is he? It's not ringing any bells right now. Mothman. Who's the Mothman?
Never heard of
Are you
Mothman?
serious?
I've heard of him, but remind me again. Who's Mothman?
Are you serious?
I'm just. I'm asking for those who don't know, Becky, and also.
Oh, right. Oh, that's it.
Is
That's
a man
why.
as a moth, right? Mothman prophecies. Is
Yeah.
that what we're talking about?
Oh,
Okay.
for fuck's sake.
And it's actually interesting that he's called Mothman, because the thing that a lot of people who are like enthusiastic about the tale are like the very first thing they'll bring up is like, he looks nothing like a moth. He gets called. But anyways, that story happened, I believe it was in the 60s. A bridge in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, collapsed, and the thing that preceded it was a bunch of people claiming that they saw the Mothman, like this big figure that had two large red eyes flying around. It was about the size of a man. What people really think it is was people are thinking that it's a big barn owl flying around.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, of course,
That would have to be really
60s. Yeah, it's the '60s. Everyone's on drugs, so maybe they're maybe they did see Mothman.
Well, let me
their...
tell you something, Mr. LeBlanc. I am not on drugs, and when I go out to my backyard, I see this huge, tall thing with big red eyes staring at me, piercing into my soul. So you tell me what that is.
All right. Well, I want you to sober up and then tell me what you see.
My doctor prescribed these pills. Okay.
See if you can get it on camera.
You need to
It's camera
go
shy.
back to the
He's
doctor.
camera shy. Well, it's Dr. Mario, by the way. I mean, that should be fine, right?
Oh, for
Oh,
fuck's
God
sake.
damn it. Sorry.
Don't take
Who
his
else? Who
medicine
else you got?
again.
Yeah, what else?
Okay. I've got some generic ones too. Like I've got the vampire.
Okay.
Yeah, which
I'm
vampire? Though?
What the hell is a vampire?
Well,
Oh,
I'm actually
fuck's
with this one. With this one, I'm actually
gonna hurt
going
you.
full. I'm actually going full Stoker vampire. So very.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So they survive in the light. They're not like these savage, like mindless beasts. They're pretty much humanoid, except like what I'm saying is like you wouldn't be able to tell they were a vampire, except for the fact of their strange mannerisms.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, so I wanted to try because it's like you're always seeing people
Yeah.
to deconstruct things. Well, it's like I thought I kind of want to go back to where our modern sense of it. Where did that all begin? It began with Stoker's novel Dracula. So it's like, okay, I'll take that vampire. I'll roll with that.
No, we all know who the best vampire is, though, right?
Alucard.
Uh-oh.
Nah, not even.
Alucard from Helsing is the best vampire.
No,
Count.
no,
The Muppet Count.
no.
Come on.
I'm
Twilight.
scared. What's this answer going to
Twilight, best vampire ever.
Jesse Deadman.
I don't even know his name. That's how good he is.
You are fired.
Just joking.
You are fired.
This is worse than a boomer moment.
And I know. I'm fucking with you, and I don't even know the character's name. What was his name? Edward or
Yeah,
something?
he's
Jesus.
Was it Edward?
I think so. Some British name.
Yeah.
I don't know. Edward.
He
Graham.
sparkles. He
some
doesn't count.
British name.
He sparkles. But yeah, I agree. Alucard from Helsing. Ooh, best vampire.
And I
Fucking
tell you what, guys, if anyone has ever read the original Stoker novel, and then you watch Helsing, it works so nicely as a sequel
it does.
that it's. I tell you what, Helsing, the show and the comic, is such a treat for anyone who has read the original Stoker novel.
It's good stuff.
People
It's
need
good
to realize. People need to realize that Alucard is probably not the most, but probably one of the most accurately portrayed vampires you'll ever see in fiction.
I agree with that.
So, yeah.
All right.
Uh,
Oh, what was the next,
and that was
next
a side
monster?
tangent. Okay. Sirens / mermaids.
That's cool. I don't really have any
Yes.
jokes about that.
But-
Ariel?
No, but,
Like Ariel, like from the Little Mermaid.
No, I'm definitely going. Like, the thing is, when you get a bunch of men out at sea who are, drunk and alone and under heat all the time at sea,
Yeah.
and you tell them about the story of these fish women who sing songs and pull them to their deaths, that's not a funny thing to hear. That's going to terrify you. So I tried to approach this in a way.
Songs, even.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just pretty songs. They're actually like, doesn't matter. You can't fight it.
Yeah, and that's actually the one that I told you about for the preview. And I'm trying to like really make it very, very uncomfortable. Like in one of the I don't have it with me right now, but like the way I describe it is like I got more than a song going on. Like the character I have telling the story he even says like he smells like the scent of his lover, and it's like he says that the wind feels like his lover back at home embracing him, like hugging him and stuff like that. You know, try to like really screw with every sense that is going through you, and it's like, you know, you obviously know that, you know, he doesn't see or feel or anything her. He just, you know, he knows that it's a ploy, but it's like he can't deny that it's like these things are distinguishable because you know, I describe it in a way where it's like you're not going to know these certain things unless you've been intimate with a certain someone.
Yeah, makes sense.
So
if
really,
if you are a virgin, it shouldn't have any effect with you, or effect on you.
Not necessarily. No,
okay.
Not necessarily, because I mean, even if I can, if I was going to roll with that, I could even just take, maybe there's a crush that you have and you smell her perfume.
Okay, an asexual virgin, and you know what? Maybe the person just swore off women altogether, and men. He's just, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, Twitter allows. Twitter doesn't seem to mind bestiality. So.
God damn it. That's a second.
That's a joke, people.
Yes.
Another stream.
Maybe
another
it was
stream where
just a furry,
bestiality is mentioned. Jesus. No, it happens though.
Well, I mean, it is with mermaids though. So it's like, is it like half bestiality or?
You know, if there's a way, there's a way, right?
Right.
When you're out in sea.
So I've got just so you guys know, so I don't so I'm not prolonging your whole time. I just got 2 more.
Okay. Let's read those.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get these monsters.
I'm hoping I'm not.
No.
Yeah, I hope I'm not boring.
You're fine.
No, this is what we do on the show.
We tell you.
This is interesting.
Okay.
If you have sex
And we
with
tell
a
you if you
mermaid,
were-
is that called fishy style?
Oh, please.
I want to frame that quote.
Please don't. Please don't. Oh my
I'm gonna
god.
put it in a golden frame. Put it right
Don't
above my
encourage
desk.
him.
Just as long as it's properly attributed.
Yeah.
Oh god.
All right. What are the other monsters?
Okay. So the other one is succubus.
A succubus. Okay. I like
Oh god,
them.
don't tell me you don't know what that is. Okay,
No, what's a
finally we knew
succubus?
something.
Oh, I know what a
You were gonna
succubus is.
ask
I paid her like $20 the other day.
I was gonna say, man, you should
Jesse.
know. I'm just gonna say you should have known, man. I know you've been with at least 3 of them.
Oh. Oh shit. Wait. Oh my god, he knows.
How does
You're
he
on the
know
list,
that?
Jesse. Jesse's on the list.
Because
Jesse's on the watch list.
yep.
I told you I like to get real references.
Oh my god, he's working for the NSA. He's working for Google. He's
And
spying
is
on my
the
fucking
plural
porn.
succubi?
Succubi.
I'm sorry, what was that?
God.
Is the plural succubi or succubuses?
I think it's succubi.
Succubi. Huh.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound as
I
good though.
think so. Don't quote me
I
on
am
that.
not even gonna know.
That was a serious question.
I
Yeah.
know it was.
It just
on your
sounded
part.
fun.
A succubi. Okay.
No.
What?
No.
Okay, you can have fun with that one. What's the other monster?
Yeah, the next one is actually an original creation, but it is not by
Ooh.
me. It is not by me. It is by an artist friend of mine who came up with this creature that she said people can use if they attribute the idea to her. And I found that nobody was using them, and I fell in love with these things, and so I wanted to use them. And if you, I think it'd be better if I just tell you where to look, and you can tell me what you see and what you think of it. Okay, so if do you have my DeviantArt page pulled up?
I do.
Okay, if you go down, there should be a section called my influences or inspirations or something like that. Like ideas for monster.
What's this?
Or it should be like...
Okay, I see inspiration for monsters. Inspiration. Oh, I
Yes.
see some nice things. I'm gonna comment on one. I would share. I would actually put this on the screen, but some of it's kind of like suggestive, real suggestive. Okay, which monster am I looking for?
You are looking for.
There's a mermaid.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be near the bottom, but you're looking for something called a night witch.
A night witch. Let me see.
It's by an artist named Omenomicon.
Okay, I see a dragon. I see. Whoa, this thing's creepy looking. The Jersey Devil. So that is the Jersey Devil, huh? That's what the Jersey Devil's supposed to look like?
So, just FYI, Jesse, nobody knows what the fuck you're looking at.
I know. I would share it. But there's like boobs and stuff. Well, there's no nudity suggestive. So let me. Share
I mean, let's move it along here, bud.
Here we go. No. This we're looking.
Well,
find the damn picture.
Yeah, my problem is I'm not sure how to describe it right away without just having a little bit of reference to share to you guys, and then you guys can find maybe a better way to explain it to the listeners.
Yeah, I have it shared on the screen right now. So the Dark Witch, I don't see it here. Is this?
Here, one second, because I don't see.
I don't see. But I see a bunch of other monsters: Mothman, the Succubus, Mothman. You have the mermaid. You have Beatrice.
Red-eyed rabbit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Mothman. Oh, wait. There's a story, Night Witch story. Is that what you were talking about, the story?
Wait. No, that's actually the description of them.
Oh, okay. We got a little bit of the Night Witch, like a illustration. Okay. All right. So yeah.
Now, are you looking at the cutesy one or the mean looking one? Because it's the mean looking one.
I think it was the cutesy one I was looking at. And then there's what's his
No, there's a meaner looking one. There's
okay. Well,
let me because my issue is I'm trying to find here. Give me 1 second. 1 second.
Okay, no problem.
Just as long as you understand that Jesse will drop some mescaline before the show on occasion, and so things get weird. What he sees isn't what everybody else sees. That's all I'm saying.
I'm telling you what, if he's on anything, these things might look even more metal.
Okay.
Here, I'm going to, but these are actually the place that these things will be featured at are actually where I traveled to the mines for.
Okay.
So, and they're kind of, and the thing that's going to be interesting is these night witches. Omen told me that they're kind of like a diesel punk kind of feel to them. Like they're supposed to be like kind of like they're supposed to be a very like Norse or like Russian influenced monster. So it's supposed to have like a very, very like survival of the fittest feel to it. And I felt, that'd be a great. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, Becky's gone now.
Hello?
What happened to Becky? I don't know what happened to her.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
She got kidnapped by a succubus.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, just throw the picture in the Skype chat, and I'll pull it up later, as soon as I can.
On us.
Okay.
Yeah. Here, 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do because I've got the page pulled up right now. I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Okay. So inspirations for monsters. Click on that.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, it is at the very bottom, at the very right.
Okay. Oh, let me refresh the page. Okay. One monster that people were.
It's titled.
Is it?
It's It's titled Irana of Sini
Okay,
Viterkov.
so I did see it. I have seen it. Okay.
Okay.
One monster people were actually one Kelly was wondering if there was going to be a Loch Ness monster, but there's no Loch Ness monster. Could you do a Loch Ness monster story?
I wasn't planning on that. I was trying to avoid like the big stereotype, like Bigfoot, Sasquatch. I mean, I've got like vampire and stuff, but it's like I'm able to put an original spin on it. But it's like,
I mean, besides, Nessie's not really a monster. You know, Nessie never hurt anybody.
Just misunderstood.
Well, it's kind of hard to. The thing is, even with me going back to doing something original with the vampire, I'm still able to play with it a lot more. It's like, it's Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster. It's like, there's not too much that you can really spin on it. I mean, Nessie is just a dinosaur. Sasquatch is just a big monkey. You know, it's kind of hard to do something more with that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, in a way, I mean, I guess you could if you were creative. I mean, what am I saying? We had an issue for Deadman's Tome called Monsters Exist, and some of them were classic monsters, and they did different spins. But it's what you can do with it, right? I guess there are limitations, but if you can find a way to make it work, you can do it.
Oh yeah.
I think right now is a good time to go into the news.
Hey.
Hey, Becky, what do we got here?
Oh, so you mean you're talking to your news babe now?
Yeah. And, right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. First news story is tainted alcohol kills 19 people in Costa Rica last month.
Oh, back to this story. Interesting.
Yeah.
I remember there was like some bad juju with the booze.
Yes.
That was suspected.
Yes.
What an awful way to go.
At least 19 people in Costa Rica have died after drinking alcohol tainted with toxic levels of methanol.
Oh, they were
14 men and 5 women ranging from ages of 32 to 72 died in June from what appeared to be methanol poisoning.
Holy shit. What happens when you drink methanol? What happens to your body?
You die.
You die.
In what way? Like, does it burn? Does it just burn up your stomach?
Know.
Like.
Hold on. Let me find out.
You burn off your man titties.
Okay, then I need to drink these.
Tell him that. God damn it.
So what happens if you smoke methanol?
Son of a fucking bitch. It makes your wiener fall off. You want to smoke it now?
Don't do that.
More than 30,000 bottles of alcohol suspected to be contaminated were confiscated by the government.
And if I remember correctly about the story, weren't these happening at like resorts and stuff?
Yes. Yeah. The World Health Organization says that it's not uncommon for trace amounts of methanol to be in fermented drinks, but higher concentrations like what they found is deliberately added. And what happens is when you add methanol to alcohol, it increases the amount of liquid and its potency.
Who, like, when you do this, people, oh god, there's so much here. Because this is happening at resorts. You think it's just like the employee doing this? Who's doing this? Like the person serving the drinks?
It's probably the liquor supplier.
It has to be an alcohol. Yeah, it has to be a distributor.
Oh,
they're trying to cut the real booze.
Yeah. So
with cheaper stuff to make more money.
Methanol poisoning can cause a range of side effects ranging from headaches and dizziness to seizures, coma, and blindness and death.
Holy shit. Wait. Now, are these deaths happening in other places, or is it just Costa Rica?
Because it's just Costa Rica.
So, wait a minute. Are these coming... I must have missed this. Are these coming from locally brewed drinks?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to too.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Then don't drink them. Just go to Costa Rica, ask for Maker's Mark or something. Ask for Jack Daniels.
It gives
Yeah,
the
no
listed
kidding.
brands. It gives the listed brands, but I am not about to even try to pronounce any of that. So sorry.
If you can't pronounce it, don't ask for it.
So they're all local brands. There are local brands.
Yes, sir.
You say
Okay.
local Browns? That's funny.
Browns.
Brands.
Brands, local brands.
Brands.
Okay. Local brands.
Okay,
So, yeah,
next story.
next one. All right.
You ready? You ready for this one?
I hope
I don't
so.
know.
Oh my God, this one is hilarious. Accused car thief was also carrying a rattlesnake and uranium.
Uranium.
I've heard this one.
Like together?
Police. Police. In,
Who doesn't?
Police in Oklahoma say they found a rattlesnake, a canister of radioactive powdered uranium, and an open bottle of Kentucky Deluxe whiskey during a traffic stop of a vehicle that had been reported stolen. The traffic stop happened June 26 in Guthrie, about 30 miles north of Oklahoma City. Guthrie Police Sergeant told the Oklahoma City TV station. Police don't know why the uranium was in the vehicle or how it was obtained, though uranium ore can be bought on Amazon. That is just what you need to tell people.
I mean, come on. How do you steal cars?
Wait, what is
I think this guy's getting a bad rap.
There's so much going on here. It calls for a story. There's uranium, a rattlesnake, and a stolen car, and a battle of Kentucky whiskey. What kind of whiskey? What are we talking about?
Yeah, you see, that's how you can tell it's fake
Kentucky
news. 'Cause that's
Kentucky
That's bad
It
Deluxe
was from
whiskey.
Costa Rica.
it was probably Jim Beam honey. And it probably was you.
Oh no, I can't.
Police. Police also found a gun in the console and a terrarium in the backseat containing a pet timber rattlesnake. How do you have one of those as a damn pet?
Maybe he was trying to get the
Gibbs said-
uranium to radioactive the snake, so he can have like a super rattlesnake.
Oh my God!
Radioactive bites.
Gibbs said the driver was charged with possession of a stolen vehicle, transporting an open container of liquor, and driving with a suspended license. I guess they didn't charge him with the rattlesnake or the uranium.
I'm hoping the guy who stole my car has a rattlesnake in his car in there now. Just so
No,
that
you hope it's in his pants.
You know
and
what?
bites his doodle.
You know what, Mr. LeBlanc?
Well, yeah, you gotta just keep them loose in the car, right? That's your deterrent.
Exactly. If you had that snake loose in your car, man, anyone jack your car, they're in for a wild ride.
Oh
listeners,
my God!
Listeners, if you want to defend your vehicle from any car theft,
I'm not
put a
afraid
snake
of
in there.
snakes.
Put a snake in there. Put a
I'm not
spider in
afraid of
there.
snakes, but if you put a damn, I would recommend.
Now, but here's the thing though. What has me skeptical about this story and why I'm just a little hesitant to believe it is because this didn't happen in Florida.
Yeah, that is bizarre.
Well, I mean, Florida has a predominance of these stories, but they don't actually have they've not actually cornered the market on lunatics.
You know, this calls for a game show, I think.
It's close, but they're not quite there.
What is that? What does that compete with Poland?
You know, if we were to run these stories of the poll, could you guess what state? Florida, Oklahoma, or Texas? Because Texas has its fair share of crazy as well. They make the news quite
People
often.
would say Texas because they think it was you.
Probably.
Wouldn't it have been a copperhead or a cottonmouth in Florida rather than a
Probably would have been an alligator. Probably would have been an alligator in the car.
Yeah.
Hey, you're seeing
python.
those stories a lot recently. Just people pulling people over and they're having alligators in their cars.
Oh, why not? They keep them as a pet, man.
Can I ask a question?
No.
Heard you do it before.
You just asked the question.
Damn it.
You
Why
just
the fuck would you want an alligator in your car?
why the fuck would you
So
wouldn't?
nobody will steal it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you seen
There's only
Talladega
one
Nights
problem-
with the cougar in the car? It's the same concept.
Exactly.
No. No.
There's a cougar in the car. Of course, there's a cougar in the car. I put it there.
My God.
It's just a
I got another one.
it's just a Florida way of life, Becky. It's just a Florida way of life. Okay, what's the next story?
Woman arrested after climbing Mount Rushmore.
Which head? Like
It
Lincoln?
doesn't say.
No.
Say a woman was arrested
Uh-huh.
for
She
climbing.
scaled
How high did she get?
She scaled the massive granite sculpture Friday with bare feet and no rope, making it to about 15 feet from the top.
All right.
She
Anybody?
chose a route
Does anybody
between,
want this
wait a
one?
minute,
Because if
What?
you're not going to say it, I am.
Go for it,
Wait a
SK.
minute. No, God damn it, don't.
Go for it. Say it.
No.
Apparently, she gives good head.
She chose a route between Washington and Jefferson, whose spaces are about 60 feet tall. Several signs it's a popular tourist destination warn against trespassing on or climbing the sculpture, which was completed in 1941.
So
A
she
federal
did this-
officer and national park ranger convinced her to come down, and she was handcuffed and arrested.
and then released because she's a woman.
Now, if she made it
Well-
to the top, I would have said she shouldn't have been arrested because that deserves a medal.
Yeah.
If you're able to scale that thing without
Yeah.
any equipment, that's impressive.
15 feet from the top, I would think she probably could have.
Okay. Well, do we have a
And
video of
my
this? Because
question
I'm
is
wondering.
this. No,
Did she start from the top and go down 15 feet and then say she climbed up, or did she actually start from the bottom up? Because we're talking about a lot here. Barefoot, nothing, no equipment. Was she on drugs?
That free climbing shit, that scares the shit out of me, man.
You also gotta remember that a lot of the area that is running immediately up to the actual mountain is blocked off to the public.
right.
Oh. So how did she? So I'm curious.
She
Did
had
she start
to,
from
she had
the
to,
top?
she had to
She was
sneak in there.
trespassing.
Yeah.
I want to find a video on this because I'm curious. I want to investigate this. I wonder if she's starting from the top, going down, and trying to claim, "Oh no, guys, I climbed all the way up here. Oh my God, look how strong I am." You know.
Yeah,
Well,
but
also remember,
She
I mean,
climbed
this
up.
isn't gonna.
She climbed, it says, making it to about 15 feet from the top.
Yeah, but that's what they say. Anyone could
Started at
report
the
anything.
bottom.
Anyone could report anything, right?
Oh, for God's sake.
Did this reporter actually see it? Did this journalist actually see it?
well, the
happen?
journalist didn't see it. They were sitting in their office in, Chicago or some shit.
Yeah, right.
No,
No, that
if-
on Twitter.
No, it was probably Tim Pool tweeted it, and then someone took the credit for it.
Yeah,
We also have a caption contest.
we
by
do.
the way.
These are fun. Just about every show, we have a caption contest where we give out ebooks and books and stuff like that. Maybe may be able to give out better prizes as well if we get the not to be like a dark side feel e-beggar over here, but you see that July fund right there? You get that up higher. I promise you guys, I'll be giving out better stuff as well. So, but anyway, here's the caption that we have, the image. I think this is a better
Are
version.
you giving away me and SK?
No. Is there a price for that? Can I?
Are you giving away me and SK?
I don't know. Can I?
Huh?
I'm
well,
not
I
free.
guess you can.
I'm very expensive.
Oh, damn it.
I don't know.
All right. So the image here is, guys, there's a story behind this image.
I'm screwed.
I tried to pitch this to Disney. I know they were looking for another Little Mermaid. This is like, come on, you got to see this.
Jesse, you're over 6 foot tall. You are not little.
Here,
Little-
I sent in my caption.
I found a new inspiration for my monsters. This is sexy. This is sexy. We can make this
great.
work. We can make this
Okay,
work.
are you ready for me to read them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Take that, Disney. What are the What are the clamshells hiding? I think that's been answered tonight.
Yep.
Welcome to Dinglehopper's Tome. Sunglasses too much? Everyone who complained she was black now wished it kept their damn mouth shut.
That's the winner. That's got to be the winner.
Oh no, the prince would throw this one back. Under the sea, darling, it's better down where it's wetter. And then there was an answer to it. Where I can pee and be so free, I can be me here under the sea. Wait a minute, I'm not done. I gotta find the other ones.
Okay.
Now I'm really unsure about which gender bathroom I should use. Become a patron. Need money for bigger moves. With all these gender swap reboots going on, this is one reboot we're overdue for. I think that you wrote that,
Yeah,
though.
that's me. That's me.
I'm not sure anyone deserves this reboot, to be honest, but deserves got nothing to do with it. Does anyone else smell fish tacos? This is the reboot we need, but not the reboot we deserve. Oh, that's all of them.
Oh man, I'm torn here, guys. It's either.
Do you want me to read them again, real quick?
Yeah, just real fast, real fast.
Take that, Disney. What are the clamshells hiding? What are the clamshells hiding? Welcome to Dinglehopper's Tome. Sunglasses too much? Everyone who complained she was black now wish they'd kept their damn mouth shut.
That is a good one.
The prince would throw this one back. Under the sea, down, darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Where
I think that
can
one
be
right there.
So free, I can be me here under the sea. I smell fish tacos. I'll tell you who wrote that one after a while.
I think
This is the reboot we need, but not the reboot we deserve.
Oh, I think that was.
And wait a minute, I'm not done.
Okay.
I'm not really sure. Shut up! I'm not really sure about which gender bathroom I should use. And become a patron. Need money for bigger moves.
I'm really surprised no one took a spin on the "Part of Your World" song.
Yeah, no.
Well, you know. Okay. I think the wetter.
Should win.
Down where it's wetter. That was pretty good. It's either that one or the Prince are also the one complaining about it. For others complaining that she was black or she's black now.
I think you should.
You can't have three winners.
Can't have three winners. So I'm going to choose one of these three. Which one?
The Prince or the black one. No,
I said the black one.
The black one. We'll do the black one.
Timmer.
All right, he gets a free book.
Hey,
yay!
got a new winner.
A new one.
The fish taco one was Arton.
Okay. So, Mr. LeBlanc, what is your favorite horror movie?
Oh, the Saw franchise.
Ooh,
That's good. That's good.
Yes.
All right, and why?
Definitely the themes and the overarching story. It really encapsulates the way that I define horror is that it should make you reevaluate your outlook on life and realize what you truly valued, what you didn't realize. So it's supposed to bring things that you take for granted to light and threatens to take them from you. And I think that Saw was built on that theme. and it's just, to me, it's incredible to see so much attention given to something that I personally believe to be like the foundation of horror, to be the main focus. It's just an awesome ride to go through. And also, you can't beat Tobin Bell's Jigsaw, one of the most iconic horror performances ever.
Oh yeah, the performance is great. Now,
oh yeah,
which one is your favorite? Which one of the movies is your favorite?
Ooh, Saw 4. Saw 4, yes. And I think it's because I really, really dug that was the one where they really started to dig into the backstory of Jigsaw. Like, not just his motivation for the game, but like what led him to the point where it's like, how does a toy maker go from being a guy who wants to just raise a family and live the American dream, and go to a serial killer? And also, it was really fascinating to see that out of everyone that he wanted to recruit, he wanted to take the person who's supposed to be non-corruptible, a law enforcement guy, and teach him to see his point of view. So that always just fascinated me.
Well, the problem with that is, police are pretty much very corruptible.
Well, but it's not saying, it's saying that it's like when you are a police officer, you're supposed to not be corrupt. That's that's the thing. It's like it was kind of him challenging a guy who kind of took on the romanticism of that.
Okay.
Of like being the lawbringer per se.
Okay. My favorite was number 2. Yeah, the second one.
That one's. I mean, yeah, the number 2 and 3 are excellent because of Amanda Young, played by Shawnee Smith, one of the best characters in that series.
Now, I know some people would say that some people, I guess, have expressed that maybe the Saw franchise, as later iterations, it seems like it kind of loses its. Do you feel that it stays strong throughout all the movies, or does it get kind of weak at one point, or?
No, there. Yeah, there are some weak films, but I think, I don't know, because to me, it's all kind of continuous, because it's like, literally, there's barely any time between each film. Like, literally, there are some, like, for example, number 3 and 4 take place on top of each other. Like, there's not a big gap in time between each film, so I've kind of always viewed it as almost one film in a way. With the exception of the most recent one, which was Jigsaw, which does take place, quite a few years after the previous film.
What do you think of that one?
I actually really liked it because it was weak in some areas, but they had the task of trying to bring life back into the franchise. And the way they did it was because Saw has always kept consistent with its visual presentation. You shoot it through a green grunge house film look. And this one decided to go for a very colorful, very clean, very crisp picture. So it's like you had a completely new visual presentation. And also it helps that they didn't go for overly gory traps. A lot of them were more psychological. And you also got to see a little more, I do like the fact that they had one of the traps be a little more vengeful for Jigsaw. It's always nice to see the multiple layers of the character. Where it's like he made the trap where it's like it was made with the bike handle of a motorcycle that crashed, that was Jigsaw's nephew. So it's like it had a connection with the character and with the person they was putting through the trap. So, it was it was nice to see the amount of thought and care that went back into trying to try to rejuvenate the franchise.
Sounds like you really got a lot out of those films, especially that one right there. Some people, they just watch it, they just take it at face value for what it is and make comments on it, but you actually soaked it all in. Now, do you have any thoughts about I believe they're going to reboot the series again, or reboot it, I guess, with Chris Rock directing.
It's a spinoff.
A spinoff. Okay.
Yep. And Samuel L. Jackson's going to be involved.
Oh, okay. Wow, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm
I can hear the dialogue now. Hey, motherfucker, you want to play a motherfucking game?
No, I imagine that it would be more like, "Hello, Sam. I want to play a game." Sam, bitch, please.
Get your MFing.
You have 30 seconds. 30 seconds, my rear.
Yeah.
I just imagine he keeps interrupting him before he can get the rules out.
Yeah, probably I can see that happening.
But
Samuel.
But no, yeah. I'm actually really looking forward to it because I mean with Jordan Peele's Us and and what was the other one that he did?
Them?
Oh God, I'm sorry. What?
Nothing.
Get Out.
What was this other? Oh yeah, Get Out. You're seeing that these comedians actually have this, are tapping into this dark side of them, and they can be effective in some areas with the genre. And apparently Chris Rock's pitch really spoke to the people who held the rights to Saw, and you got Darren Lynn Bousman, one of my favorite directors, who also I really recommend you check out. He directed Saws 2 through 4, but I also recommend that people check out Darren Lynn Bousman's other projects called Repo the Genetic Opera and The Devil's Carnival. Those are both horror musicals. So, yeah, if you ever wanted to see the director of Saw do a musical, check those out. But anyways, you got Darren Lynn Bousman directing it, so it's like you got a fresh set of minds coming in with some of the old blood. So it's like it's a good combo. So I'm very, very excited to see what they're able to come up with.
All right.
Because it seems like, especially when you listen to Chris Rock, he's a guy who puts passion in no matter what he's doing.
Yeah.
So if he came up with an idea that got the guys who own the property excited, then I'm pretty confident that Chris has got some good ideas laid down. And the fact that you got Darren Lynn Bousman coming back is a good sign as well.
Well, yeah, definitely very curious about what's going to happen there. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what happens. All right. Well, we're kind of coming toward the end here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you made it this far, please press the like button, share, subscribe. Subscribe, please, if you haven't already. It helps the channel out so much. Yeah. And Mr. LeBlanc, thank you so much for coming on the show and talking to us.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. It's been awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
And whenever you have
back.
Whenever you have the book out, whenever you're kind of working on that, when you're further along in the process, feel free to hop on and we could talk more about it. Maybe get more previews and all that stuff out there. Okay.
Yep. I'll look forward to that. Yep.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, y'all take it easy.